Right.
Trump announced in his tweet, I love how everything is now on Truth Social tweets,
Mm.
on the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will. I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. I just want him maybe be able to make the peace that he's calling for in this tweet.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a really interesting point, because for those of us who do not like Trump, and obviously there's you and me, and I'm sure almost all of the listeners to this podcast, absolutely, we should want him to make peace. And let's just say, as a thought experiment, that as a result of these hits on the Iranian nuclear program, that the program itself is severely damaged. Let's say it's not obliterated, they exaggerated, but it's severely damaged. It's put back by years. The Iranians, having also lost their proxy forces, we've got to be blunt, that everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for the Iranians. As a result of which, they do sue for peace, and they make some kind of a deal, which, after all, a deal was in prospect. You had Steve Witkoff, Trump's negotiator, in discussions. So let's say all of that happens. Yes, of course, as people that don't appreciate Donald Trump and his vulgarity and all that, there'll be things that we can find to criticize. But we should ultimately be big enough to say that he deserves the credit for having done that.
I think this is the critical thing. And the enduring disorder is about trying to find shared goals. So I see some shared goals here. I don't want an extreme neocon, we're going to do regime change in Iran, because you and I have had most of our adult lives working with the fact that it is impossible. Even if the regimes are totally evil and the people 80+% hate their current regime, it's not possible for the West to impose a new one, right?
Totally. Complete
So
agreement.
I think that there are off-ramps here. Can Macron or Merz, from a technical perspective, insert themselves, convene a conference, say, we're all going to Doha, see you there?
Well, I think it's a great idea, and I think the Europeans do have, part of the issue with Europe today is that it needs leaders who have belief, self-belief, belief in Europe, so that they don't just sit on their hands and say, oh, there's nothing we can do. I guess the challenge is Netanyahu. Somebody has to talk Netanyahu down, persuade him that he's already achieved more than anyone's ever achieved, which is, after all, part of his sort of desire for legacy, and persuade him that he doesn't need to create regime change. And what he needs to do, actually, is to think about, in some way, being part of a peace conference. Thank you for watching this video, and if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Also, you can find our podcast in all the usual platforms. Have an orderly week and keep listening. Thank you.